Guys, how's it going? It's Monday, September 23rd. Yesterday on the 22nd, we had our weekly close for Bitcoin. And, you know, it's that scenario we had been talking about in previous videos. If you haven't seen them, please go watch the videos. I'm going to put them in the link below and then catch up with them. And then we can really just kind of go from there, yeah. But catch up with the older videos and then, come back here. Quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice of any sort. Please do your own due diligence. Simply my opinion based off, the charting I've done, the data and research I've collected. And I'm hoping that this can be a tool for people to assist people. And, if you're investing in Bitcoin, if you want to invest, if you want to learn how to trade Bitcoin, you want to learn a strategy. Now, I'm going to give you mine. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not saying it's the worst, but I'm going to tell you this. It does work, okay? If you utilize risk management properly, it works. You can be very profitable. And I want to share it with you guys, okay? I'm here to educate. All right, I want to be educated. I want to educate. So, anyways, back to the Bitcoin. Now, we talked about this in previous videos. When would be the best opportunity to scale back into Bitcoin, or if you're an investor, to buy into it? And we talked about the importance of this 21-week moving average. It's served as, support in bull runs. It's served as resistance in bear markets, and it's just been pretty reliable. We've seen it. We've seen the price touch the 21-week moving average in bull and bear markets, and it's served as support and resistance. So we like to use that in our strategy, okay? We also drew this, we looked for key points of support and resistance in Bitcoin's historical chart. So, this is one of the older charts. It's from Bitstamp. And this red line is actually very, very significant. And we talked about the 21-week moving average, this red line, and the price all meeting together. And we had this theory that would be the greatest buying opportunity. And when the price touched that 21-week moving average, and we had the theory that it would be around this red line, okay? Because it's happened 3 other times in the past where the Bitcoin price or the moving average really has touched at that resistance line. And when the 21-week moving average converges, when it crosses this red line, we usually see the price touch. We usually see the price meet here as well, okay? It's kind of like a test of the support and resistance. We've seen it every single time it's crossed. We've seen the price meet, okay? So we knew it was going to happen again, and it happened, okay? And the crazy thing is, it doesn't always turn out like this, but in my video, I actually talked about, seeing the price come here around the first 2 weeks of September. And you know what? It's the 3rd week of September. That was in July. I think that video was made in July. But we talked about that happening. And you know what? 1 week off, that's pretty damn close, Like I said, I've mentioned this plenty of times, but I'm not one to time markets, okay? But, it just worked out that way. So, that's just kind of cool. I wanted to share that. But, we saw, so anyways, we saw the price move. We saw it meet at this red line. And now that the price met at the 21-week moving average, actually, if you watch the previous videos, you'll notice that this red line was actually shaped kind of differently. But after a few weeks off, hop back, I looked at this chart. We saw, the price and the moving average meet together and I redrew this line because I feel that if this was a support line and I just ran the red line, how would it look? So when I ran it, I noticed that, the wick right here, the close right here was right next to the line. We saw support here, so we have 1, 2, I'm not going to count this because we broke below it, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right here, it kind of did serve as support, 9, because we saw it break down, but we saw it quickly recover, so 9 points of resistance, it's the most significant line in the Bitcoin chart, okay? That's why it's red and it's pretty thick. So I adjusted the line because after we had this touch, we had more clarity and we adjusted, okay? Because trading, you gotta adjust. You're not gonna nail everything the first time, but it's an art, so you gotta play around with things and you gotta adjust the things on the fly. And I did that. I'm really happy with how it is now. It makes a lot more sense to me now, this line. It gives a lot more clarity. And what I did was I deleted all the other lines in the other videos and I drew this green one right here because I think it supports that thesis that this is a low. This green line right here, which is actually very, very, very significant itself. And let's see what happens. Look at that, guys. So I just extended this right now. I actually wasn't sure how that was going to look, but check it out. You got 1 point of, support right here. You see it supporting right there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right here in 2012, we're seeing, support 8. We're seeing 8 lines of resistance, So it's not as significant as this red one, but it's pretty damn close, and I think it does deserve to be thicker, okay? And this line, this red line, the 21-week moving average, the price, it's all meeting here. So I think there's, you're looking at the past 6-7 years of Bitcoin charting data, and there's very compelling evidence that what we're buying into now, because now, we're fully scaled in. If you watched all the videos, you know that we were planning on getting fully scaled in when this happened. And we're ready for this next move up, Call up Rocket Man, because we're going to the moon, guys. So don't miss out, alright? And, that next resistance line, in my opinion, is really going to be 20,000, alright? Now, there's a lot of lines, and we'll do a video later on, where we're looking at, targets we're looking at, okay? But, just the fact that all these lines came together, it just really kind of justifies the point. Now, I'm going to quickly play this bearish scenario because, I know we talked about we were going to buy here and then we're going to bazillion dollars after that, okay? I know we talked about that in the previous videos, but, trading's always about having a strategy. If, there's always two outcomes, you're right or you're wrong. You got to prepare for if you're right, and you got to prepare for when you're wrong. Now, if I'm wrong, okay, and we're to break down, now, the way I'm going to play this is I have support lines that I've drawn on another chart on a lower time frame. I have a weekly chart and then I have the daily chart, so I have support resistance. It's a smaller time frame. It really just consists like it's a non-log, it's a linear chart. It's not a log chart. This is a log chart. This shows Bitcoin, its growth has moved in a channel at an exponential rate. That's kind of, what makes Bitcoin so special to me, what just kind of blows my mind. It's been growing at an exponential rate for, 7 years in a healthy channel. Okay, so that's pretty crazy in itself, but my theory is that if we were to break, these strong points of resistance, I would assume that it would be something like this, where we fall down and then we quickly regain. It falls down and then it acts as resistance for a little bit, but then we price quickly, reclaims this line and it serves as support again, and then eventually we go over the 21-week moving average, continue the bull run. Okay, so I would assume that if we break below the line, we should, I have a buy zone, that first point of resistance around $8,300, so I would completely sell out my position if we break below that 21-week moving average. It's right there in the corner, so it's at $9,800. So if we break below 98, I'm gonna get ready to sell my position and then buy back around 8,300, and then when we get back to this point of resistance, I would actually sell again, and I would kind of be in a wait and see mode to see if we're going to get rejected at this red line, or if we break up, then I can I'd feel a lot more confident scaling back in, knowing that it was a test. Even though it broke through the resistance, it quickly recovered, and I might lose out on a couple $100 in price, but reducing, like I said, reducing the risk is the key to long-term gains, and that's the name of the game. We're in it for the long-term gains. We want to compound interest. I think if you compounded $5,000 at 2% every day, you'd have $6 million at the end of the year. And so that's just, it's a crazy example, but I just wanted to kind of put that into perspective, because a lot of people want to go for the big gains, and I mean, that's gambling. All right, if you want to gamble, go on Bovada, go to Vegas, go do that there. But when it comes to trading, reduce your risk, and you will do very well for yourself. All right, you'll thank yourself later. But I'm okay with losing a couple $100. So if we reclaim that line as support, then it's safe to say we could get back in, right? And we reclaim that 21-week moving average, and then we'll just continue our descent to the moon, all right, or our ascent to the moon. Okay, guys. So that's really all for today. Just wanted to kind of share that, because I think what we're gonna see now, kind of like previous times, I think volatility is coming back. Like we saw that big green wick there. When we hit the moving average here, we kind of consolidated, but I think the volume is going to start coming back. We've consolidated for a few months now, and now I think things are going to start getting interesting again. We might just see a big green, stick right here, just straight to 15,000, or maybe we'll see a stick below. I don't know. But the volatility is coming soon, guys. All right. So I made this. I just wanted to make the video because we waited for this to happen for really since June. I think the first video was late June 26th when we were at 13,000. We talked about scaling out and local top, and then we talked about wanting to buy at the 21-week moving average. And we knew from the other video that we looked at the red line, the moving average, and the price, and we knew that would happen, and it's happened again. All right, guys. So do your own due diligence. My opinion, this is a great buying opportunity. I don't think you got $9,900 Bitcoin. People were crying at 13,000, saying they would buy if it ever went 4 digits again. But here's your second chance, guys. If you want to scale in now. If you're a trader, you're thinking about adding, or you're an investor, you're thinking about adding buy now. If you sold at a higher price and you want to buy it back, I think you can't go wrong buying now. Okay, guys. But between that, we saw in another video the crypto cap was at a major support level, which held support for about 3-4 years. So the total market cap for cryptos is at a critical support level. We're seeing Bitcoin price at a support level. So there's different indicators. Hash rates at an all-time high. There's a lot of indicators screaming out more bullish signals than bearish signals. All right. Anyways, guys, that's all for today. Didn't want this video to be longer, as long as it was, but really wanted to get that across to you guys. And like, subscribe, comment. If you have any suggestions for how I can make this page better, or you have some constructive criticism which can help improve the page, I encourage you, for your sake and for mine. I know, I'm still learning how to present myself, how to do these videos, so it's a learning experience for me. So just let me know how I can make this better. Leave the comment down below. I'll be more than happy to accept your suggestions. Okay, but that's all for today. I hope you guys have a good week. Remember, Bitcoin, the volatility is coming back. If you guys got any questions, feel free to message me. Leave it in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer anything you have. All right, but that's all for today, guys. So have a good week. All right.